Next item on the agenda is item 2D, approving and authorizing city manager to execute a solar services agreement and performance guarantee agreement with Solar City for the purchase and sale of solar.
Mayor,
Well, we have a study session,
yeah.
but we're going to we'll adjourn the regular council meeting, the special council meeting, I'm sorry, and call to order a study session for the Mesa City Council Thursday, February 19th, 2013. We have one item on the agenda, and that's to approve appointments to the boards and committees. I have a motion from Councilmember Kavanaugh, second Councilmember Summers. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Here reports on conferences and meetings attended. Councilmember Summers. Call the question. Next item. Go ahead.
Do we have a second? It's good to be home. You notice I've been gone doing a lot of work, particularly with National League of Cities.
Actually, we didn't notice.
Yeah, good. That's because I don't.
You asked for it.
Endlessly.
You asked for it. Go ahead.
I've been going doing some work with the National League of Cities. A couple of weeks ago, I was back doing work actually with the U.S. Department of Transportation on the National EMS Advisory Council, and I go to those meetings several times a year. I've been working on a white paper for them. Also, with the National League of Cities, I represent them on the Safe Common FirstNet, which are working on broadband, a nationwide public safety broadband network for our first responders. So I was there back in Georgia for a week, and it was fascinating because I get into Atlanta, it's raining cats and dogs. We don't have a pilot for the plane. And finally get into Brunswick, Georgia, and it was 70 degrees and scattered clouds, so it was a rather interesting trip. But the big news yesterday is we have finally cut the ribbon on what I thought was an excellent ribbon-cutting ceremony for Launch Point, which is a joint venture with Arizona State University at the Polytechnic campus. It is a business accelerator focused on technology companies, emerging technology companies. They will be accepting applications for the first tenants of Launch Point. The first 10, those applications are due in by the end of February. The first 10 will receive a package for, how do I want to consulting package, or it's a name branding package worth $10,000. So the first 10 will get $10,000. So if you have a tech company or you know somebody who does, that's currently in the garage and is ready to go to market, do the next big thing, we have a wonderful opportunity for you over at Launch Point. We already have our first tenant. They're called Tech It Easy. Also happens to be my first favorite Eagles song, although it's a little play on that. Take It Easy. This one's Tech It Easy. They make tablets, cell phones, that they are going to use to market in emerging economies and developing nations, and particularly what their interest is in is providing educational opportunities for those developing nations. So I think they have an exceptional opportunity to not only to use the facilities at Launch Point, but also to partner with Arizona State University, perhaps in some kind of a project. They'll be able to do some outreach in developing nations. So we're excited to have them on board. The mayor was there, spoke well, as was Dr. Crow. So it was a very good event. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilman Kavanaugh.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to report on an event that occurred last week. Since we last met, we had the successful conclusion of our holiday toy drive. And I want to thank everybody who's been involved with that, from our council staff, the Mesa Police Department, Mesa Fire Department, and EVIT, and as well as the community. This year was the best ever. We had more than 1,000 toys that we delivered to the Cardin Children's Hospital, and this year we had a very interesting motorcade of antique fire truck, our SWAT tank, or armored carrier, whatever it is.
It's not a tank. It's not a tank.
It's not a tank. The sheriff has a tank. We have an armored carrier, and other public safety vehicles. And this year, Blue Santa from the Mesa Police Department stepped up to help us. Mesa is fairly unique in having a Blue Santa program, and it started several years ago. And
Also, you have defined what color Santa Claus is.
well, from the police department, yes. For public safety police purposes.
Oh, it's the blue Santa.
Everybody
Blue
knows
Santa.
real Santa is red.
There's a disagreement between fire and police on the color, but next year maybe we'll have both.
Or white with a red
We'll have
stripe,
both
either way.
Santas next year. But yeah, Santa was riding out up in the turret of the SWAT vehicle waving to people, which was a different sight. But we had, I really want to thank Chief Milstead and Chief Beck, who were there for the first time for this event. The members of our SWAT team and the members of the Fire Connectors came together to create Santa's store in the lobby of the hospital, and the kids were able to meet with Santa and the police chief and fire chief and select a toy. And the hospital staff, I know, was I think once again amazed by the generosity of the community. And it was very nice for the kids to see public safety personnel in a trusting, caring situation. And I know that Chief Beck and Chief Milstead, they played a valuable role. You can, if you want to see more about it, our PIO staff has created a wonderful video that was completed and released, I think, late on Monday or Tuesday, but it's on our city website and the council web channels. And Randy Polakar did just a stellar job in editing that video. It's got a tremendous number of hits already, which is on YouTube, which is very nice. Thank you.
Well, thank you, and thanks for that great initiative, and you've done it for many years. Thank you. Councilmember Glover, you had an event last night, didn't you, that you co-hosted?
No, tonight.
Tonight? Oh, it's tonight. Why don't you announce it tonight so you can tell everybody?
We're really excited. I'm co-hosting a holiday open house with Benedictine University. So we're inviting all members of the public and anyone who has a connection with the old Southside Hospital to attend. So we're excited. It'll be at 225 East Main Street from 5 to 7.
Good. Thank you. Anything else? Councilman Richins.
Saturday, the Parks and Rec did their annual Breakfast with Santa event that went to with the kids, and it was a lot of fun. They do a really great job with that event. I think they sold out both sessions and are trying to talk about how to squeeze in a third for next year because it's become so popular. But Parks and Rec did a really great job with it, and Santa was great and made very few children cry, so it was fun. It's a good thing.
Blue or red Santa?
He was red.
That was just Santa's helper, though. So, and students of Red Mountain High School helped out, so thanks for them. Okay, Mr. Brady.
Mayor and Council, we'll see you next year. Our next council meeting study session will be January 9th. So we'll see you then.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anything else? We have a motion adjourned from Councilmember Richards, second from Councilman Summers. All in favor, say aye. Aye. We are adjourned. See you next year. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. And take care. Be safe.